You know where it can be really stressful? The workplace. Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Jantz, founder at the Center, Place of Hope, and I can tell you, work, well, people ask, what's your stress? So many are going to say, it's at work. Work stress. I have chronic stress at work. And I have just a few thoughts on this. And I want to acknowledge, first of all, it can be very real and very detrimental and very divisive, because relationships in the workplace can be complex and divisive, and times there's passive aggressive behavior. So a lot going on in the workplace. Okay, what's chronic workplace stress? I made a note here. It's unlike the short burst of stress. Chronic stress keeps us paralyzed. We're always in that fight or flight mode. And it is, after a while, you're worn out. You're fatigued. Your adrenal's been pumping a lot of cortisol. You don't want that happening all the time. And so you really are. You're stressed out. And why do we experience workplace stress? Well, high workload, let's say division or workplace stressors, a toxic person in the workplace, interpersonal conflicts in the workplace. See, it's usually related to people. And it can create a real cycle of pressure that is just pushing us a tad over the edge. Five coping mechanisms to consider. Number one, what is the real stress? Identify the real stress, the stressor. Person, and then what is it about? I'm just going to make this up. Is it the volume of work, or is it the person? I'm going to say person. And what is that person doing? Break it down just a tad bit. What's the pattern of behavior? How are they a toxic person in the workplace? Okay, is there more than one person? So identify the stressors. Now, you go, okay, some I can deal with a person, others are outside of my control. There's even times where HR and I need to involve other people. That's true. Number two, we're going to shift negative thought patterns. This is easier said than done. We can develop a real negative outlook, a negative perspective, and that negative perspective is such that it really causes us to feel like we're critical of ourselves, we're critical of others. So look for what I'm going to call spirit of critical attitude, critical judgments. All right, number three. Yeah, practice many relaxation techniques. You're going to go, yeah, sure. Well, a break, a journal. Got mine here, where I'm going to write some things down. Help me identify the emotions. What am I feeling? Anger, frustration, fear, guilt. So divide it in three. Anger is a heading, anxiety is a heading, and maybe guilt/shame is a heading. What fits under those? What's the emotions? I would say that taking physical breaks and stretching and drinking our water. Oh, I've been drinking so much water today. It's really true. And the breathing exercises, like there's lots of breathing exercises, but taking the time to do the mini relaxation, making sure you're getting enough protein, like a protein drink break, because if your blood sugars drop, you're going to be more irritable. All right. Number four, set boundaries. What's that look like? Well, a boundary looks like some things are not okay. And, it's like, who am I going to share what to, and how much am I going to share? I can be kind, I can be polite to a person who's abusive and not participated, and make a personal boundary that I'm not going to be doing any deep engagement in conversations with this person. A toxic person's always, remember, they're going to control power. They always have to be right. So toxic person. I wrote a fabulous little book called Dealing with Toxic People. Okay, there's my little plug. Now, there's a time where we have to seek support. Okay, HR, sometimes there's counseling support, because this is such a toxic environment and the stress is so high in the workplace that I need help dealing with it. All right, take at our website, aplaceofhope.com, aplaceofhope.com. Look at the tab. It will say test. There's a number of tests that apply to workplace, from the anxiety to the post-traumatic stress to the depression. You'll see them all there. And there's some, you're going to take more than one. It's confidential, it's free, but just gathering more information on what is the stress and how's it affecting me. Because we can't always make the workplace healthy, but what we can do is create a healthy response within us. And there are times, let me just say, there are times where we need to seek additional help. And that's what we do here at the Center, A Place of Hope. There's times where you need a fresh perspective, and you need strategies to get untangled from a workplace stressful, unhealthy environment.